Hey guys, Alicia here. Today's video is going to be a part 2 of a video that I did back in, I believe, July of last year on how to make and sell printables to sell on Etsy. Now, my channel focuses more on the design aspect of it, and also is what I do is I teach people how to do this without having to use expensive programs like Photoshop, Illustrator, and also how to keep it budget friendly and also user friendly, because not everybody can afford expensive programs like Photoshop, and also it's just not as user friendly. Now, I will say that the Adobe suite is an amazing, it's an amazing suite. And if you do want to branch out eventually and learn those programs, I highly encourage that you do. But I really like sticking to what's simple. I'm just trying to simplify my life. So before I get into this video, if you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and also the bell notification, because you do not want to miss out on any future videos about how to make money online. So I use this site right here. It's called iPicky.com. This is the site that I use most. It is 100% completely free to use. Now, I do have PicMonkey as well, which you now have to pay to use that. It's not very much. It's like $5.99 a month. So I highly recommend, I have both. So I do have PicMonkey, and then I also have iPicky. You can use Canva as well, but you got to be a little bit careful because some of their pre-made templates, you got to be careful on what you can sell from Canva. I know a lot of people do it and they seem to get away with it, but I came across an article not long ago about using the Canva templates, so you got to be really careful. I prefer to make them from scratch and from, my own. So you don't have to be a graphic designer in order to do this. So this program here, it's not only a photo editor, it's also a graphic designer. So I'm going to click here on Create a Design. Now at that point, we're going to select our template size. And I think I'm going to pick something just right in the middle, which is an 8x10. If you go here to canvas size, they actually have some of these sizes pre-made for you. They have the 3x5, 4x6, 5x7, 8x8, 8x10, 11x14, 16x9, and 16x11. And then also if you want to do like Facebook cover, YouTube banner, Twitter banner, things like that, they have those on there. If you need a size that is not listed there, then I highly recommend that you use this site called ninjaunits.com. And it converts inches to pixels, because just about any of these, like iPicky, PicMonkey, they're going to want sizes in pixels. So you can put in, like if you wanted to make an 8x10, even though that's already listed, I always put my DPI of 300. Then you could put your inches right here of 8. That tells me I'm going to need 2400. And then you would put that in there, and then you could put 10, and that tells you you're going to need 3000. So this is a great site to go to anytime that a size is not offered that you would like to make. Okay, so I'm going to go just with like an 8x10. And if you noticed, it already has these preset 2400 by 3000, and we're going to click Create. So here is our 8x10 template. Okay, so now we have a plain white template, and the possibilities are endless. So what we can do with this, I'm just going to do some basic design and kind of show you how you can do it, where you can get some graphics and digital paper, things like that. So places that you can get graphics to use for your designs is on Etsy directly, which is where I purchase most of mine. Just make sure that they say that you can use them for commercial use, which is most likely the case because they are selling their graphics so that you can design something out of it. And another good place is the Hungry JPEG, Creative Market. There's just so many places you can do this. So I'm going to make a simple design using some digital paper and some watercolor flowers, all of which I purchased directly on Etsy, and they weren't very much. So I'm going to start out with this wood grain background here. And it is kind of like a white wood grain. Now I flipped it that way. You can flip it, and then I'm going to cover this template entirely. If you would like, I always pull this outside of the lines just to make sure that it is fully covering. Okay, so now at this point, if you think this is a little bit too dark, you can always fade it just a little bit, and I'm fading it. As you can tell, what's outside of the lines is a little bit darker. So I faded it just a little bit, so I'm showing you just some fundamentals here. So now I'm actually going to start adding some flowers, and you can purchase these, like I said, directly on Etsy. You can do something like this. And it already comes, and I know there's a lot hanging off of the edge here, but this is just how I'm doing it. And then is what you can do is you can put like a quote here or some type of an artwork, whatever you would like to do. And I'm just going to put some sort of inspirational quote here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click text. And the quote that I'm going to use is one that I found is a very popular quote. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. So I'm going to go ahead, and I like to do these separately. And I'll explain why. Because when you, if I were to type out the entire thing, it's all going to be too far apart, and I can't move them around how I would like it. So I'm going to go ahead and type in a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. Okay, so now is what we can do. We can take this and we're going to change our font, and we're also going to change the color. So I am going to go here, and in iPicky.com, these are the fonts that it comes with. If you click on local, any font you have ever downloaded, it's going to show up over here. So is what I normally do whenever I am picking out a font so you don't have to watch me scrolling through here, is I just pause the video. So I've picked out my fonts, and I like to mix and match fonts sometimes, just because if you have watched a video or learned anything about typography, you'll know that mixing and matching fonts, sometimes it just gives it a little bit more of a pop. So we want to change our colors, and we also want to arrange these. So I am going to go here, and we want to make these a little bit bigger as well. So let me make this just a little bit smaller so I can see what I'm doing here. Now, I will tell you that some of these fonts, when you go to try to make them bigger, they're going to snap right back to the same size. With me, there is a workaround for everything. If you just pull on these boxes over here, it will make it bigger. So you just kind of have to play around with this until you can get it exactly how you like it. And you don't have to have these all the same size either. You can just make this however you feel is the right size. You just kind of have to play around with this until you get it how you like it. Okay, I think I'm kind of liking this. Let me move this down just a little bit and this down. This is why I like adding the text separately. That way you can kind of move them around however you would like them. So I'm going to move that up a little bit. Okay, so now we just need to change the colors of these. So you can do that one of two ways. You can either use digital paper and you can cover the top of it, which I have covered in several of my other videos, or you can use the color here and you can just sort of pick a color that you would like. So I think I'm going to kind of go with some sort of like a slate type blue, just because I see a lot of that right here, and I think that that'll make it sort of pop. Okay, and I think I'm kind of liking this. Now, once you have chosen a color that you like, it assigns it this number here. So is what you're going to do is you are going to highlight this and you're going to click copy, or you can hit Control-C. And now we're going to do the same thing with all of these. I just hit Control-V. Or you can hit paste and then hit enter, and it changes it to that color. You can also mix and match some of these colors if you would like. So if you really wanted to do like a different type of color, you can do that as well. And there we go. So we have made a simple design, okay? This is something that we could use. It's an 8 by 10. And now I'm going to go ahead and save this image. And I'm going to save this to my desktop. And then I'm going to show you how to put it into a mock-up photo. Now, I've done videos before on the importance of using mock-up photos for your Etsy listings. And when I'm doing videos, I usually just save these to my desktop, and then I later go back and put them into folders just so that I can easily find it. So I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to pick out a mock-up photo for like a frame. So when you are listing your items on Etsy and you want to sell it, one of the things I have seen successful Etsy sellers do is when they put it in a mock-up photo, they don't just put it in one mock-up photo, they put it in several mock-up photos, because people want to see what it looks like inside of a frame, they want to see what it looks like on a wall, they want to see what it looks like next to, you know, like a plant or some flowers or something like that. So that is what I want to get into right now. Also, the other thing I wanted to mention is that when you are creating any type of artwork, you want to offer it in multiple sizes. So you want to offer it in, you know, a 5 by 7, an 8 by 10, an 11 by 14, a 12 by 36, you know, and also you want to offer it in a huge poster size, whatever, because you want to give them options so it's not deceiving I know this video, I'm showing you how to do the 8x10. So I had someone comment because I was using this mock-up photo right here, and obviously this is a lot larger than an 8x10, but once again, you offer it in multiple sizes, so it's not going to be deceiving in any way, shape, or form. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our layering tool, and we are going to upload the image that we just designed. And then we're going to drag this over here, and we're going to fit it inside of this mock-up photo. Okay, so this is showing what it looks like on a wall. And once again, you want to put your items, in as many different mock-up photos as you can. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to a different photo. And this is just going to be a plain, let me discard this. Let me go to my photo library. And then you want to show it also in just a frame. Just a plain frame, and you can, like I said, you can get these on Etsy directly, Creative Market, wherever you would like. So once again, we're going to click on the layering tool, and then we're just going to drag our design over here. And we're fitting that inside of the mock-up photo. So I'm going to go ahead and click apply, and then I'm going to save this to my desktop. And I'm going to close the photo, and we're going to put it in a different mock-up photo. Now, this wasn't by any means like the best design or my best work. This is just showing you the fundamentals. Okay, so now I'm going to try it in this one and just see what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead over here, and then we'll drag it over here. And that's what it looks like in this type of mock-up photo. But you really want it to try to match a little bit. So this is just kind of giving you, once again, the fundamentals. So let me go back over here. And I think I'm going to use this one right here. Don't save. Okay, and then you click right here where these three little stacks of paper are. This is your layering tool. And then we're going to put this over here, and I think we have now found a perfect match. So you have to think about the type of design that you have. So for example, if you had something that was more abstract or more contemporary, you're not going to want to use a mock-up photo like this. You're going to want to use something that is a little bit more contemporary, sort of like the first one that I showed you. And let me pull this down just a little bit. So once again, you want to make sure you offer this in multiple sizes. I'm going to go ahead and click apply, and I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to show you one more on how to use digital paper to cover lettering, and how you can make that also wall art. And I'm going to close the photo, and I'm going to start something new. So now I'm going to show you how to use one just using simple text, and how you can use cool digital paper to cover it and just make it look really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and choose, we're going to make an 11 by 14 this time, and we're going to click create. So here is our 11 by 14 template, but once again, you want to offer this in multiple sizes. So I'm just going to add some text here, and I'm just going to put Girl Boss. And then I'm going to change my font for each one of these. So I picked out my font, and this is what we're going to do, and we just want to make sure this is positioned how we would like it. And once again, you would want to offer this in multiple sizes. So what you can do here is you can use digital paper, and you can cover this to make it look really cool. So let me go into my digital paper folder. I have some for watercolors, and then I have some for foil type papers, and I think for this one I'm going to go into foil and glitter paper. So I have all these digital papers, and yes, you can purchase these digital papers directly on Etsy. However, I do have some tutorials on how you can make your own foil paper. So I'm just going to go and look at all of these and pick I like this one. We're going to try just a few. And then I'm going to go back to a different folder, and I've got some patterned type paper that we can also use. Okay, so I'm going to show you how each one of these digital papers work and how you can use them. Okay, so if I go here, I'm going to start with the first one I did. This is like a copper foil type paper, and I always make this big because you can move it around a little bit. As you can tell, it has the light to give it the shimmer, and if the light is not where you want it, you can move it around. All you have to do is go here and click lighten, and it automatically changes that to that color. And you can move this around a little bit to get the light exactly where you want it to be and to make it look shimmery. So whenever we go to save this, this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that digital paper, and we're going to try some other ones. This is also a beautiful luxury type foil paper, and we are going to cover that. And once again, I like to make this a lot bigger just simply because that way you can move it around as much as you want to. Okay, and you go up here and all you do is click lighten, and there we go on that one. So I think that that looks really good. I'm going to blow this up a little bit just so you can see how that actually looks. And I think that that looks really beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to take that off, and we're going to try a different digital paper. I haven't tried this one yet. This one's a little funky. Okay, and then we're going to click lighten, and I really do like this as well. I think I'm actually going to save this one. Now, I'm not going to go back over the mock-up photo process because I did show you that already, but I'm going to show you one more or two more. And like I said, these are all digital papers, and you can get these directly on Etsy. That's my favorite place to get them. I find them the cheapest. Ooh, and I really like this one. Let me blow this one up just so you can see it. So that really looks cool too. So I'm going to go ahead and save this one. Okay, so when you want to change your digital paper, I just click right there and click delete. So you can kind of mess around with a bunch of different types of papers. This one I've used before on another video I did, and it really made it look cool for a monogrammed type wall art, and it really just looked, great. Okay, so I'm going to click lighten, and then we have that one, and I'm going to blow this up just so you all can see that one. So I hope this video was helpful to you. It kind of was just a basic. It's really hard to get all of the design aspects and everything that you can do, like curving text and all of those things, although I do have videos on that. And welcome, please go over and look at my playlists, because you will get so much more by just binge watching my playlists than you will just on one single video. So I hope this video was helpful to you. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit that bell notification because you don't want to miss out on any more videos about how to make money online. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.